Advertising Age, the magazine and online Bible of the marketing and advertising world, named its Agencies of the Year this last week, and one Arkansas firm was prominently featured. Rockfish Interactive, a Rogers-based digital and social marketing agency, was named Small Agency of the Year, a huge honor for the 3.5-year-old firm. They've done work for Wal-Mart, Tyson Foods, Procter & Gamble, and smaller entrepreneurial endeavors. I caught up with Rockfish CEO Kenny Tomlin earlier in the week to offer congratulations and to find out what's making his agency go. Kenny, I want you to tell me a little bit, first of all, what all is, I want you to give me your elevator speech. Exactly what all does Rockfish Interactive do?
Great. So Roby, Rockfish is a full-service digital agency. So from that perspective, we work with a lot of clients in Northwest Arkansas and outside of this area on digital strategies, both from a marketing standpoint as well as a web application and custom software standpoint. So we're a very technology-driven agency. We really like working with companies to help solve their problems and think about how they can use the internet and mobile technologies to solve some of their business needs. And then we also enjoy working with clients from a marketing and campaign-driven standpoint. So when they're trying to grow their business or a new product launch or whatever it might be, we work with them in that space as well. The other side of Rockfish that's a little more unique in the agency world is that we're a very entrepreneurial company. So we're also have a division of our business called Rockfish Labs, and Rockfish Labs is focused on innovating new technologies and new brands and businesses that we own and operate as Rockfish. And we're having a lot of success with that as well.
What are a couple of those companies, just some of the entrepreneurial endeavors that you guys are in?
Yeah, so a couple of them that are probably the most interesting right now. One of them is Silver Joe's, our coffee company. So a few years ago, we launched a new coffee brand, and today it's on about 400 retail shelves. We've also are opening, actually this Thursday, our first U.S. cafe in Northwest Arkansas. We're planning probably 10 or more of those over the next year or so. So the Silver Joe's coffee brand is doing very, very well for us. The other ones are more on the technology side. So one of them that we're really starting to have a lot of interest and movement with is one called Tidy Tweet. Tidy Tweet was born out of our need in working with companies and brands who want to use social media and want to take advantage of Twitter, but had real concerns about the amount of spam that's taking place on Twitter. So we created a product that we use as an agency, but also make available to other companies that will help deal with all the Twitter spam and noise that takes place on Twitter so that companies can use that technology, syndicate tweets on their websites, but not have to worry about the spam.
One of the great accolades, I know this week, our timing's just been great because Advertising Age, a very well-respected industry publication, online magazine, has tapped you guys as one of its Small Agencies of the Year. I want you to tell me kind of how that all came about and what was your initial reaction when you found out?
Yeah, so thanks, Roby. We were obviously thrilled when we learned from Ad Age that we had won this award because, like you mentioned, Ad Age is, in our industry, probably the most respected trade magazine that there is. And so this is a magazine and a website that we check on a regular basis and learn a lot from. And so to be selected by them, and then also the judging panel that was a part of the selection, to us was just an amazing honor that we're still very, very, very excited about, obviously. So it came about, I would say about 6 or 7 months ago. They began to really promote the fact that they were doing the Small Agency of the Year award. This is actually the first year that they've done it for small agencies. And to qualify, you had to have 75 or fewer employees. And so they were taking nominations, and originally were going to make the announcement sometime this summer. But it was actually an international award, so you could agencies all over the world could nominate themselves and fill out a fairly thorough questionnaire. So we participated in that process. It took them quite a bit longer to select the winner because they had so many more agencies participating than what they had originally expected, and the quality of work was so good that it took them a while to get through all the applicants. But they did, and selected Rockfish, and we've known about it for about a month, but had to keep it quiet because they wanted it not to come out until the publication came out this week. So it's been a tough secret to keep, but we're excited that we can now finally talk about it. The agency's excited, and of course we're very thankful to our customers as well, because any award like this that's a recognition of your agency and the quality of work that you're doing is obviously an honor and something we share with our clients who are partners with us in most of our projects. So, yeah, we're thrilled about the award, and we're thrilled for what that means for Arkansas, that we're based here, and that a lot of our success has been driven by our location right here in Northwest Arkansas.
Well, can you tell me a little bit, let's talk about one of your projects that would obviously earn you some accolades there with Ad Age, and that's 11moms.com. I think this is a project you guys do for Walmart. Tell me a little bit about what 11 Moms is. It's actually 21 Moms now, I think, but tell me what it is and how it works.
Yeah, so Walmart has been a great client of Rockfish really since the beginning, and they're a huge part of our success, and that they've trusted us and partnered with us on a lot of projects. So we're very thankful for that relationship. The 11 Moms program really sort of started probably a little over a year and a half ago, was when we really started sort of formalizing the strategy there. You know, at the end of the day, it's basically a brand having relationships and conversations with their customers who are active in social media. And Walmart was one of the first real big companies to do it in this format, and that's one of the reasons why 11moms.com has received so much attention and recognition, is that Walmart was a real early innovator in that. So there are lots and lots of components to Walmart's social media strategy. And at the end of the day, it's really just about being active in that space, having direct relationships with your customers. And these customers tend to, you know, are women who are active in social media, who use their blogs, who use Twitter to share value-saving messages with their audience. So it was a great brand fit for Walmart. And it's been a great program for them.
I smell a reality TV show in the making here, Kenny. Let's talk a little bit about some business philosophy in terms of where the interactive world is going, the internet, as well as some of the other social media that you mentioned. You've written a lot about the first generation of the internet, how that was really kind of a catalyst for content and commerce. The second generation has been more about personalization and relevancy. Kind of tell me about that quantum leap or that transformation that has taken place between what would be considered kind of phase one and phase two.
Yeah. So, you know, we forget sometimes, you know, that the internet is, you know, at least as a sort of a mass consumer, you know, tool is really just started taking off in the mid, you know, 90s or so. So it's still relatively a new technology from a consumer standpoint. And one of the things that's really driving sort of this evolution is just the adoption of using the internet, the number of people that are on the internet, and then also bandwidth and the accessibility and the types of content now that we can that's available to us online. So, you know, one of the exciting things from my perspective and from Rockfish's perspective is this concept of, you know, really the internet everywhere. And you're starting to see this more and more, especially with devices like the iPhone that connect to broadband through the 3G network. You'll continue to see, I think, the growth of wireless hotspots to where it's not just, you know, where like the cell phone market grew, where if you remember in the mid 90s, you were constantly in roaming or out of cell phone range, and today it's hard to travel anywhere and not have a pretty good solid cell phone signal. I think you'll see broadband internet continue to evolve that way to where whether we're in our car will be connected to the internet, our home appliances, our television, our mobile, all of these devices and everything that we're sort of using to organize our day and to get from point A to point B are all going to be web connected. And there's companies right now that are also doing some great things to create a sense of intelligence amongst all these connected devices. So where today the internet in many ways is still a sort of an unconnected network. Search engines like Google and things like that try to create relevance with all the information, but a lot of these different platforms and things that we use as part of our lives aren't connected and talking to one another. So I'm looking forward to the day, which I believe is not too far away, where, you know, when I schedule an appointment online, my computer knows about it, my car knows about it, my phone knows about it, the office with the appointment, and all these devices are connected. They know where I'm at. They're intelligently helping to plan my day. And making the experience that we have on a day-to-day basis sort of more engaging. And then add that layer of sort of community and communications on that, where it allows us to stay connected to our friends and our relatives and our coworkers and peers in sort of a real-time basis. And it's exciting times.
Well, tremendous opportunity when you're talking about that type of vision for the future. Also a lot of chaos too, and I have to think that presents a business opportunity for you guys to help a business formulate a strategy to kind of manage and handle all of that chaos as well as individuals.
Yeah, and that's I think a big reason why Rockfish has grown and has done so well is that while we're very technology driven, while we have a great team of people that can execute on basically any platform and on any technology that our clients are interested in, and while we have a great creative group that has experience and expertise in usability and user interaction and how the technology and the usability need to sort of blend and meld together so that it's a good user experience, we also have some amazing strategic thinkers who are sort of on the cutting edge of what's happening in technology, of where the future's taking us, and are able to work with our clients to create a strategy to use these emerging technologies, not only from a marketing standpoint, which is important for us and a big part of what we do for clients, but also just from an application, day-to-day business use standpoint.